Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Today I'm going to discuss yet another fad diet, and that's the eating one meal a day diet, which I think is stupid and unhealthy. And I bring this up because I've had probably a dozen different people and guys ask me what they think about the one meal a day diet. Now, one person was telling me about all the health benefits, and another said how it helped them lose weight. And two people have said they loved the freedom and the fact that they could just literally eat whatever they wanted. Now, for those of you who don't know, the one meal a day diet, which stands for OMAD, diet is basically an extreme version of intermittent fasting. You basically just eat once a day, and that's it. And it's usually like dinner where you can be, going out and be social, go out on a date with friends and so forth. In fact, I know of two very well-known doctors who follow it. One of them, in fact, being a cardiologist. However, I'm not here to drop names or say anything negative about anyone, especially because I like a lot of what these two doctors say. Of course, they make a lot of mistakes too, based on misinformed generalities, but that's for another day. But let me quickly go over some of the reasons I don't like this diet. First of all, this diet is very unhealthy because the entire selling point of it is that you can eat whatever you want in just that one meal, right? Whether it's pizza or ice cream or pastries, alcohol, and so forth. After all, you're eating only once a day. Might as well load up on your favorites. And sure, this can lead to initially some fake weight loss, which I'll talk about in a minute. But your body's health, the energy levels, your fitness and longevity is about nutrients that are absorbed, not stupid, unhealthy calories that you ingest, which typically taste good. Now, if you want to lie to yourself and pretend this is a healthy diet so you can, again, justify to eat whatever you want, that's fine. Right? It's your life. But eating junk daily is not healthy, and you'll pay the price months and years later, and I think you already know this. Now, the next reason I don't like it is for anyone who wants muscle, all right? Anyone who wants to have muscles and exercises, which I think should be everyone, cannot and should not follow this diet. Basically, you need protein to repair your body, right? Your organs and skins and cells and all that, but especially your muscles. And protein can't be stored. Unlike carbohydrates and fats, they can be stored. And thus, you need to eat protein throughout the day to heal and repair your body, including your muscles. Once a day isn't enough, nor can you absorb all in that one sitting with that one meal. Plus, your performance, your strength, and stamina will drop slowly and surely, and you'll start to fall apart over the next few months and years, and thus losing more and more muscle. Now, the other reason I don't like it is that, again, as I stated earlier, it's fake weight loss. All right. For those of you who think you are losing weight on this diet, it's not because of some magical thing that happens because you're not eating for 23 hours. You're only eating one meal. All right. You're ignorant or you're delusional if you believe that. You're basically losing weight because you're simply eating and drinking less calories. That's it. And mind you, I said weight, not fat loss. And this is because the diet slows down your metabolism slowly, and initially you might lose some water weight, and then fat, and then over time more muscle than fat, and finally you'll just be losing more and more muscle. You'll be maybe buying smaller size clothes, right, which is nice, but you're losing that valuable youthful muscle, which is the last thing you want to do, especially as you get older. Now, there are some potential health benefits, all right, that people claim, for example, better blood sugar levels, lower blood pressure, and so forth. But this is not from the diet, but it's from the weight loss due to the lower caloric intake, not because you're eating one meal a day. By the way, you should not do this if you have blood sugar problems such as hypoglycemia, you have low blood sugar, or you're diabetic. And also, if you tend to have low blood sugar, this is a bad diet. In fact, you should not follow this diet if you have thyroid problems, or if you want to have higher testosterone, because this diet will lower it, or if you want to reduce stress hormones such as cortisol, because this diet will increase it. In fact, this type of diet screws up so many of your hormones because your body thinks it's starving. In fact, that well-known doctor I mentioned earlier, he spoke in a video about what he eats in that one meal, right? I swear, I counted it. It was barely 1,000 calories. However, it was all very healthy food in that one meal, and that's great. But to eat only 1,000 calories a day isn't a good idea. You're not getting enough calories or nutrients. Your body will slow down and it will go into starvation and survival mode. Now, There is one thing I do like about this eating one meal a day, and that is the freedom. Because honestly, the fact that you don't have to cook and eat so often during the day or have to stop, whatever you're doing so you can go eat, 3, 4, 5, or 6 times a day, I think that's fantastic. It's one less thing to think about, and unfortunately, it's a big part of my life. Personally, I find eating to be a drag, especially eating healthy foods, right? But it needs to be done to achieve my goals, so it is what it is. And because of this, I suggest you do a cyclical intermittent fasting diet, right? Which I've done a video about this. You can click the link below, and in the description area, you can watch that video. It's healthier and it's something doable. Just remember that all of this always comes down to optimizing your youth hormones and basically turning on your fat burning genes, both short and, more importantly, long-term results. In fact, this is exactly why most diet and exercise programs fail after a while. And I've got a link about this topic as well below in the description area. Thanks for listening and have a happy and healthy day.